Hello, I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time once again for a postcard of the week. And this week, I want to take up from where I left off last week, telling you about going to the Hutchinson Bottle and Postcard Show this past weekend. It was a lot of fun. I talked about some of the people I saw there, and I should tell that the person that I bought this card and the last week's card, the Carrie Nation one from, was Neil Stanley. He and his wife were there from Dighton, Kansas. They're regulars at the Hutchinson show, as well as the Wichita Postcard Show in October. But he's somebody that always has neat stuff, good displays. It may not be what you're looking for. I appreciate advertising and just little buttons and pin backs and mirrors, pocket mirrors, and the tins that tobacco and other things used to be sold in that are highly collectible today. He had a great display, lots of goodies, and then several boxes of postcards. He'd bought a postcard collection recently, and it was good picking. And that's where I found the Carrie Nation one last week, last week, and this one from this week. And this one today that I want to show off is one from the Central Sales Company on East Central in Wichita. And it's an advertising postcard, a little tatty, something that I'm not too proud of as far as condition goes. And I'll look for a replacer someday or an upgrade, but it's not bad. It captures a moment, and it's a time period that when I was a little boy, and this was postally used in 1948, and I would have been 5 years old then. So my folks would have had and uncle would have had the Joyland Park just a little bit further east on East Central, and this just like I said, it captures the moment and the time period after World War II, and when troops came back, men and women. They had a number of them had to camp out. They'd been trained in tents. They may have been billeted who knows where as far as in training, but there was a lot more interest. I think this whole business of camping out and using a Coleman stove or a Coleman lamp and the tents and all of the backpacking and all of that sort of thing really got a boost uh, during the war years, and this trailer would have been much the same. Uh, could probably not have been made for general use during the war, but after the war, supplies were available, metal and wood and so forth, and tires for the wheels. You notice here it's just a two-wheel affair, probably not that long, but this is, after all, the holiday model. And that name is there on the front. And on the back, it tells about trying to get you interested in this trailer and coming in to see the holiday. And they even give the price. It's $1,995. And the owner of this new trailer would also receive an electrical refrigerator. So that's pretty uptown and pretty upscale. And somebody was asking me about that. Well, it's not too far back when we had to cool the refrigerator with a block of ice. That was very common to have a little window in the side of your kitchen or there in your house. I know even the Frank Lloyd Wright House here in Wichita has this little window that they would open up and they would have a card in the window, say they wanted 100 pounds or they wanted 50 pounds. And this card would be turned a certain way, and the guy could knew what they wanted just by looking at the card in the window, and then would go get this block of ice with a pair of tongs and bring it in and put it in that square window on the side of the house. But here they were going to get an electrical refrigerator to set up inside the kitchen area of this trailer. Looks pretty neat. Not a whole lot of light on the inside. There are two doors, and I assume there were no doors on the other side, but uh, this is the maybe the front and the back, but you would have probably entered through the kitchen or the living room area. Maybe a bathroom was in the back, but there are two windows on the doors and a window here on the right end of this trailer. And so, it was what it was, and it was a fun time. It was a fun thing to do and do as a family, and maybe go fishing or maybe to a national park that we're just getting started during this time period. Lots was going on. And so this whole business of traveling and camping out and doing things with all of these accoutrements that they had learned about in the service was something that was very popular at the time. This was sold by Ray Tyson, Tyson, and they're on East Central, just to the east of Washington Street, I think in the next block. They had a branch office in Garden City, Kansas, and that address is given on the reverse side of the postcard. But it's an interesting advertising postcard, and that's where I found it, was under advertising postcards, not under Kansas or not under Wichita, but where else? It's always a challenge for a postcard dealer to file things that might spark someone's interest. Seldom do you see house trailers or trailers like this as a category. Trailer camps, yes, like all the ones in the South and Florida and all. That's a popular category, but for the actual trailers themselves, and then to be on the front of the postcard Wichita, I loved it. And so happy to share this with you this week. And uh, I'm pretty keyed up, and I get pretty excited about stuff that I like and things that we've found. So that's all part of collecting and having the fun. Thanks, and I'll be back next week. Who knows what will come up, but I'll find something to tell you about. Thank you. Bye bye.